do it. Let's do it. Next DragonCon, I want to see it.
Yeah. I'm really
What's your shirt size?
There you go.
I'd say large. Hello, I love your show, obviously. I think maybe other people do. I just wanted to ask, sorry. I know you're actors and it's your parts, but as actors and seeing the people that you have to portray, it's mainly just lines, but once you have to bring some kind of feeling to it, did you happen to get just the lines and then try to use whatever you've experienced to kind of bring a little bit more depth to these characters? Because I noticed, and I know it's not real, but Paul, what you did to November really upset me. But, and I know it's not real.
Paul, what did Paul do to me?
Because he like cut you loose and
when he
threw
released
you out.
me.
At any rate, I know it's not real, obviously. I'm just saying that by that, I don't think any other characters that were actually doing that scene would have made it as good as it did. What I'm saying is that as y'all as actors, what do you bring into it to make it a little bit more real?
Well, no, I think it's a good question. I think, I mean, there are a lot of schools of practice that do different things. Every actor brings, there's Stella Adler, there's all different kinds of processes. Every actor has their process. And my mom's a professor. She's gonna cut me if she hears me. No, for me, I feel like it's a combination. I mean, there's the old it's called acting, and you just try to. Who was it? Anthony Hopkins, when they asked him how did you become that? Hannibal Lecter in Silence of the Lambs. I mean, did you? How method did you get, or how did you be so crazy? And he was like, I thought about what a crazy person would act like, and I did that. Or he said it cooler, I don't know. But, and then for me, I just try to, I go through a lot of subtext. I look at things that are in my own life. I work with a coach that oftentimes, when we sit down to work on a scene, she'll ask me okay, what's going on right now with your mom? What's going on? And she'll kind of help me rifle through what is most charged in me that I can sort of apply and try to get that scene, to have that real emotion and those sparks and that kind of connection. And so with an ongoing show and with these guys, I feel like then we get to know each other, and it's a beautiful organic process, but certainly one that you work at and you're constantly infusing and trying to just get in there all dirty every day.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, that's why we do it. We love to play, right? Acting is awesome, man. It's a dance, It's a dance, and it's give and take, and that's the beauty of it. Oftentimes, you might make some strong choices or envision a scene a certain way, and then you go in and do it with an actor, and they give you something totally different. You got to go with it, and that's the beauty of it. And that's life. You know what I mean? It's listening. Yeah. It's reacting. Like Eliza said, probably the most common acting technique that people use is substitution. You just take something from your life. If you've had loss, which we've all had, and you can connect to it, and for whatever reason you're not in the scene, then you do it. I find oftentimes with really good writing, it's there for you. You'll connect without even having to make a substitution or a choice, because it's there. It's really about what's the scene about? What's happening right now? Is it about loss? Is it a goodbye? Is it a hello? Is it a first, or it's a last? Something like that, But like most actors, I think, it's not, I don't know if it's back in the 70s, there's Meisner technique and true method studio style, method actors. I think most actors these days it's an amalgamation of everything. You use many different techniques and whatever works for you. And sometimes things aren't working for you, and you're like, shit, I gotta try something else. You know what I mean? You scramble a little bit. But
they call it the actor's toolbox. You've kind of collected everything that you've learned over the years, and if you went to school for it or just whatever, you know what works and what doesn't after just trial and error. And like Tahmoh said, if it's good writing,
you just be in character and go on their journey, and it kind of just happens, you know, if you're lucky to be in that situation. And you know, Melly cried a lot. And when you're shooting something, it's not just like one take and you move on. You could spend hours doing a scene over and over again. And I remember the episode where everybody was high for some reason, and I was just sobbing in the chair in my pajamas, and I had the weird wires in my head, and they just want to be like screaming and crying, and I actually got nervous thinking I wouldn't be able to just cry all day, you know, and I created a Melly mix on my iPod. And it was all like sappy heartbreak songs that really, because music speaks to me so much, and I get affected immediately. It either makes me really happy or kind of geared up or depressed or whatever. So I just put a bunch of songs that put me in the right headspace of just the agony that she was in so often over this guy. And I would be in the corner, you know, before a take, and I would just have my iPod in and just let myself, you know, kind of float away so I could just get there easily and quicker so we could get the stuff done. But
music really helps.
It
That's
really,
one of those
really
ones
helps.
you forget about it sometimes, and that's one of those techniques where I'm like, oh shit, and then you listen to a song that really affects you, that, you know, and it'll bring you back, man. Like Edward James Olmos, who's one of my mentors, an amazing actor. Right? Been in the business, you know, forever, 50 years. But Eddie always says, you know, he's like, find the character's music, man. Just find its music. Find its music. That's all you need to do. You find the character's music.
Such a complex show, and I can't think of another show where 80% of the cast is probably playing at least one or two or more characters, sometimes dozens. And I was wondering.
I wanted to be a doll so bad. I wanted to be a doll.
You got your wish.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
I was wondering if you had a favorite imprint. It doesn't have to be your own, like it could be someone else's, but if any of you guys had a favorite imprint.
I loved Enver dancing in that club.
Kiki was amazing. I was crying on set. Tim Minear was telling me to shut up. He got mad at me. He's like, "Oh, seriously, shh." I was sobbing and crying. He was brilliant. God, he was so good. Oh, it was hard to do that scene with him, man. It was hard to come out and be mad and like go save him from those, you know, guys he was fighting. I was crying. That's how hard I was laughing.
And Mara's Topher was bananas.
That kid,
He's
Enver,
so
so
talented.
talented.
Yeah.
He really is, man. He
He's the
is
best.
true talent,
Yeah.
that guy. Oof.
You mean personally, or that's just like
Either.
that? Okay.
Yeah. But what was your favorite?
That was one of my favorite, watching Embarrassed.
I loved you
thought
as
was
Kiki.
bananas.
That was awesome.
Oh,
you as Kiki
as
was
Kiki.
great at the
That's-
beginning. Yeah,
she
it
was
was
cute.
bubbly. What was the episode where you're the blind girl in the cult?
Oh, yeah.
Who knows?
True Believer.
True
Oh,
Believer.
I know.
That was great work. That was
Got him.
yeah.
No,
that was,
I really loved, you reminded me, I loved that episode.
Yeah, you did amazing work on that. I really liked that episode.
Obama was elected when we were shooting that episode. Love him or hate him, we were like out in that weird
That's
community,
right.
out in that commune, and I remember we were like all dressed up, sort of like Amish-like, and we were like sitting around this old TV box, like watching Obama get elected, and it was like 2007 or something.
You know, if I had a choice and I could imprint anything, it'd probably like be musical skills, like mad musical skills, like Mozart skills. I'm fascinated by musicians and writing music. It just blows my mind that somebody could do that, because I can't.
I'd take languages. I would just get them all. Just,
Oh, that's
just
awesome.
travel
That's
around
good.
and talk to everybody.
That's good.
Like that.
That is good.
Mine was silly. When I got asked that question on Friday, I said I want to be imprinted as Derek Jeter. Just to feel how amazing it would. Derek Jeter! I'm sorry, I know we're in Atlanta, I apologize. Because he's just an amazing athlete and a nice guy and kind of attractive and on top of the world, and I don't know, I think it'd be fun. And just like make a clutch play, because I'm not an athlete at all. I'm a super huge klutz. Like, I was put on the basketball team in junior high, and I warmed the bench. I think they only put me on because I was tall. Yeah. Yeah.
Your
I'm not sad
husband
about
just
it.
walked out crying.
Hello guys, big fan. After filming and then viewing Dollhouse, were you guys still shocked and sad and mad to see how it turned? And what were your most jaw-dropping moments?
Say it again. I'm sorry.
What were your most jaw-dropping moments of Dollhouse?
Working on it or like watching it as a...
Watching it after you filmed it, kind of knowing where it went, but were you still shocked to see like it on TV?
I remember seeing Epitaph 1 at Comic-Con, I think, and I was backstage and I was crying. And it was a little embarrassing because I'm like, should I be crying in my own show? But I was like sobbing, and then I think Joss was there. I was like, I love you, man. I love you, man. And it is surreal because you're there and you kind of feel like you get the scene, and then when you see it and the music's that's laid in and everyone, and they've picked the finest, performances from each person. It always. I watched an episode of my own show on a cross-country plane recently over someone's shoulder, and I was kind of like, damn, this show was good, man. What happened? So you have those surreal times when you're doing it, and then you appreciate seeing everybody's work and accumulation in those magic hours.
I remember Eliza and I were actually with some of the writers and actors watching, was it Epitaph 2? We were with, and then, is that the one that you get shot in? Was that
Yeah.
Okay. So I either forgot that happened, I don't know what the hell was going on, but I was like completely shocked. And I lost it. We were in a room full of people, so it was super embarrassing. But it was just, when I really lost it was the scene when Eliza breaks down. And I think it was like, for her, the realization of everything that happened, what a huge loss that was, and it was just so special to watch that scene and be there with her. And I remember we like grabbed hands, and she goes, "We loved him, didn't we?" I was like, "Yeah, we did. It's depressing as hell." But she was so amazing in that scene, and it broke my heart, and I thought it was stellar, and it was like the perfect ending for that relationship. Yeah.
Nice.
My girl.
Right?
I hugged her fist. I'm like, yay, I'm gonna cry.
When Harry's character was revealed, jaw dropper. When I read that, I was like, what? Oh my God, that's so awesome. It was brilliant. I had no idea. It didn't even occur to me. I had no idea. When I found that out, I thought that was so awesome. And Harry was pretty stoked too. But he's such a cool cat. He tried not to make a big, he was like, acted like it was no big deal, but I could see this little twinkle in his eye. He was stoked. He was happy. He was like, yes, finally. Because Harry, again, great actor. Veteran, amazing actor. But he could have been used more, and that would have happened if the show went on longer. But he wasn't. I think for Harry, he wasn't used as much as he would have liked. So there was some validation there. That happening in the end, and him turning out to be that character was pretty cool. I think for him.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
can we just give a shout out to Olivia Williams?
She was such an amazing actress.
Goddess. Oh my God.
That bitch
Loved-
was mad. She
Loved
was
working
like,
with her, man.
I loved it. And that was also one of my favorite episodes was Haunted, when I played Margaret. We were sort of peers, and I was terrified because I was like, it was really intimidating
Yeah,
to
she
sort of
is
like be
intimidating.
in the zone with her on that level, and she's no joke.
She has
The
a very
thing about
regal presence about her.
She
Like it's
does.
royalty. It's like, oh hi, I'm sorry, excuse me. Like.
Well, it's that British thing, but the thing is, she's actually really, really approachable and affable.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
she's just
And sassy, and she's like really fun and funny, actually. Yeah.
and bright and amazing and beautiful.
She would like come in every day and be like, I just did my Bikram yoga.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Oh,
how
God,
do
I
you-"
know.
She was on it.
Yeah. At 4 a.m. she did it for an hour. Yeah. was there once.
This is actually going
I
to
don't
be
know
our
where this is
last
going.
question.
Next question.
Our last question. Yes, we're at time.
What? Aw.
No.
Aw.
Sorry, friends.
We're gonna do pictures though.
Oh yeah, listen everybody. Okay, so we have to go right down back to the Marriott to Froggy's if you're doing group photos with us.
But
Okay?
I'm
Yeah,
gonna be-
Froggy's photos. I've got a flight like right after, so
Yeah.
I'm running out of DragonCon.
But I'm gonna be
right
15
after
minutes
Froggy's.
late because I have to run to my room.
All right. What?
I have to. It's a must.
Okay.
Sorry.
Question. Don't make that the last question. But yeah, come see us. We'd love to take
Yeah.
a cool shot.
Last question.
So, Joss sort of has, there's this formula to all of his stuff that I think is sort of what his fans like. There's, the characters that always seem to have lots and lots of endlessly witty things to say all the time. And, there are these sort of unbelievable situations with, demons and vampires and spaceships. But Dollhouse really pushed the boundaries in almost every way. It wasn't comic and funny all of the time, and it was actually an incredibly believable premise. So, Dollhouse to me at least stands out completely from all of his other shows. When you were filming this, all of you, but especially Eliza, having worked on Buffy and Angel, were you sort of aware of the fact that while you were working with Joss, you were sort of creating something that he had never created before?
Yeah, I mean, I think so, and I mean, it's been obviously an honor to work with that guy 3 times. And most people would hope to have the chance only once, and I thought it was really brave of him, and I thought it was really, courageous, and it was. I feel bad in the sense, badly, that he didn't sort of get the love from the creative freedom to do it the way he would have wanted to do it. But I think in the end, we definitely had our little sit down, and we were like, we did some stuff that we're really proud of, and that was what was most important, and to me and to him, and hopefully to you guys, and so, it is what it is, and we were pretty stoked.
You guys, I think we're all pretty much done, but I'm gonna run out of here now so that I'm not late for the photos. You guys are amazing. This is such an incredible turnout. Thank you so much for all the love you guys gave this weekend. So many kind things were said. Really, really appreciate